Hi, I'm the Wandering Newbie. It's time for more Record Keeper post Magfest. So just heads up, I'm a little under the weather. Not terribly sick, just my voice is a little messed up, mainly from yelling and a couple throat problems. But that's about it. But now I'm playing a bit of catch up here. We have the Greatest Hunt, the lock event, or a lock event. And a lot of these fights are themed around lock. With everyone's favorite Red Dragon showing up somewhere in there. Okay. Oh, it does. Okay. Machina has the a gimmick with stone skin. I can see that being really annoying. I still don't think that works fantastically for Noctis. No one ever uses the OSB. So the boss rush is the Narsh stuff. It's Ice Dragon, Valley-Garmondo. Valley-Garmondo has Stop. Ice Dragon just has Stop. They both have Stop and Ice. Because Stop is how they implement Frozen. That's about it. Yeah, I could see somebody diving for Omen. Omen is extremely strong in fire-based fights. Alright, what do we got here? Oof. Yeah, that is really awkward. That's like a worse, what's her face? Ida. Yeah, that'll do. Ugh, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Not doing this for like a week. Everything's all futzy in my head. God, OSB and USB in the same pool is an extremely strong pool. It's a fantastic pool. You can do the move. Alright, even if you did already have the OSB, you'd be surprised at the number of magic users that can wield swords. Like, did you know X-Death can wield swords? I didn't know that until this weekend. So, your friend here, the Ice Dragon. Again, the scariest thing it can do is what we already are aware of from the description, and that's that it can stop your people. With proper breakdowns, its damage isn't going to be too high. Especially once you get a couple buffs on your party. The sunglasses is the strongest record materia. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It is stealth the strongest record materia. For many reasons. Yes, unless you need to remove sleep or confuse, or you put a breakdown on that person. I haven't done that before, shut up. God, what a perfect animation. God. Edgar, the poison boy, except not really anymore. Poison doesn't exist. Poison is fake. Don't ignore the fact that we put a poison weak boss in this event. Yeah, God, poison, fire, lightning, what a weird combination of elements. Nope, I'm good. Alright, Opera House is Earth Dragon. Main thing about the boy is that counterattacks uses earth magic, that's it. It's weak to wind and water, which are both elements that are pretty easy to get access to nowadays. Used to be hard, now not so much. Here in the Opera House, where we will continue to play music, years into the apocalypse. We care not for our safety, only our craft. Oh, okay. So, really, the scariest thing about Earth Dragon is the fact that you will counter a lot. But with proper mitigation, that counter isn't too bad. I opted instead for Shelga, though, for his AoEs, such as Earthquake and what have you. Here's an oldie but a goodie. It's been a while since I dusted off Leviathan. Yeah, that's counter right there. Even without Protectica, only about 13k. Or 1.3k. 13k is a completely different number. That would be bad. And gross. And definitely not found in a double plus. But, as I stated in the overview description, whatever you want to call it, this boss would have been harder, way back, but there's enough access to wind and water moves nowadays that you can easily hit that weakness. That's just with 4-star moves. Once you get the 5-star, you'll really blow them up. Hey Jordan. Welcome to Post Magfest Town, where I just sound a little different, and I can't quite make my voice go that high, or else my voice legit just cuts out. Oh, Magfest was fantastic. A couple of us, for all of our being careful and sanitizing our hands constantly, still got a little under the weather. I think Ty got the worst of it. Ty and Maddie, maybe. I'm definitely on the lower end of things. I just have a bit of a congestion and throat problems. That's about it. Alright. Skull Dragon. This boy is weak to fire. Holy. You can, and will inflict silence, confuse, blind, and doom. There were a lot of really funny moments at Magfest. There were a ton of good panels. Yeah. It's It's less that I'm sick and more that I was yelling a lot. I was yelling a whole lot on the last day. So, that did me in a bit. You know, oops. You're gonna hoot and holler. You're gonna pay the consequences. I took some Dayquil and bought some Mucinex and I'm operational. Again, I did not nearly get the worst of it. So yeah, because of all the status effects, you can't really cover the full breadth of it. It's not a bad idea to bring an Ultra Cure or an Asuna to this. It'll just do you a lot of good. Oh, right. I forgot about this little trick. God. Again, I'm gone for a week and I forget a lot of my streaming tricks. Or some status blinks. Yup, status blink works too. Well, I mean, the big thing about cons is, like, if tie is any proof, you can be as preventative as you want. Something is still going to sneak through your guard. It's just on a matter of how preventative you are will determine how fucked up you get. Also, hey, V-Prisoner. I talked to V-Prisoner quite a bit there at MagFest. It was good times. I'm sad I didn't hear about the cool party that was happening in your room on the last day. Oh no, I got back yesterday. I took the day off yesterday. I slept a lot yesterday. Yeah, I caught Wine and Cube, like, what is it, 3 a.m.? Wine and Cube is when they do a cube, which is a magic thing. It's a whole thing, I'm not going to get into it. Magic the Gathering, the card game. And drink a cube of wine. Which is the thing that you can go to the store and buy. I think Apparition is the bad move here. Affliction Break would also be really, really useful for this fight. What I'm saying, sorry, quick aside from the Skull Dragon here. MagFest owns. MagFest is really fun every year. The boy here doesn't really seem to use his status effect move all that often. Like, really the most brutal thing about this guy is his status effect usage, but it really doesn't seem to come out that much, so I guess there really isn't anything too scary about this guy. Got him. What? How is that thing not undead? I call bullshit. Alright, I'm good. Lord, I was gonna say something that I forgot. Lord, help my brain. Ah, right, panels at MagFest. Yeah, really, the rule of thumb for panels at MagFest is, well, actually, hold that thought. Red Dragon uses fire and holy attacks, though its only holy attack is piercing. So take that as you will. Will remove buffs with Eraser. Occasionally does a counter physical, and is weak to ice and water. Anyway, panels at MagFest. The big thing, the rule of thumb in my book for panels at MagFest: do you know somebody who is presenting the panel, and or did somebody recommend the panel to you? If so, the panel's probably good. Like, quick example, Arcade Pit, Throne Controllers, those are both good ones. The Fist of the North Star panel by Heidi was also fantastic. Things that were recommended to me that owned. There was Name That Tune, which was a fantastic guest video game music panel that at the end had, like, Name That Tune Chicken, where the two competitors, like, kept getting lower and lower on, I can do it in 10 seconds, well, I can do it in 8 seconds, well, I can do it in 5 seconds, I can do it in 3 seconds, 1 second. It was great. Eventually you just get like, okay, name that tomb. Burn. And that's it. And that's all you get. What else panels were recommended that were great? Late Night Dub Fight was pretty good. It was like, some of the skits were hit or miss, but when they were hit, they were extremely fucking good. What else? Aria Kart, which was an opera about Mario Kart. The Sonic Adventure experience I was not able to get to, but I heard was extremely good, where a band played along to Sonic Adventure. A band featuring the guitarist from Crush 40, I should emphasize that. But yeah, pretty much, like, really think about panels before you go, because sometimes you go to stuff like One Man Star Wars thinking that it'll be good. One Man Star Wars is extremely bad. One Man Star Wars you go to once because of how bad it is. Okay, But Phoenix Cave. Alright, so the biggest thing that I'm actually worried about from your boy, the Ruby Dragon here, is its Piercing Holy, which, if everything goes properly, we should only get hit by once over the course of the entire fight. But, you know, we'll see. The other really nasty thing that it can do is it can remove buffs. So, I mean, we have a Shelga, we have a manual Shelga, for lack of a better word. So we can reapply that for when we need it. But the big thing to worry about is it removing haste. There's Ultimate Holy. Yeah, alright, that's not too bad. You can make that do a bit less damage with a Mind Breakdown, but yeah, Counter Scratch does about just as much damage. Go figure. And then again, I don't have Protect Gun. That would help with that now, wouldn't it? Either way, I say, hey buddy, I have 4 hit moves now. Uh-oh. We're good. Yeah, solid. Who needs healing when you just blow the boss up fast enough? I did mention Arcade Pit, but I didn't mention why Arcade Pit Live owned, and it's because Smite was incredibly smart and went, okay, live Arcade Pit, what do I do with this? Well, obviously it's live and in person, so audience participation, people get pulled out of the audience to play, and that's how the teams are split up. And on top of that, they played a bunch of games that normally you wouldn't be able to play on Pit. Such as Jenga. Like, actual Jenga. Speed Jenga. 15-second turn Jenga. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. Yeah, and as Steady Frenzy says, one of the gameplay choices was physical operation. God, what else was there that was really good? Well, the thing is, and they tested this in the surprise Ty Tuesday versus Maddie arcade pit. They wanted to do final game being Nidhogg 2, and then they realized that a Nidhogg 2 match can go for like 20 minutes. and that no, in fact, that was actually a bad idea. It was actually not going to work at all. It would be good, like in a normal space, like if they just did a live arcade pit normally and weren't under an hour time limit, they could do the Nidhogg match, but under an hour time limit, extremely no. Also, Ty fucking sneaking in the Monster Hunter. What do you do in that game? Question again. That was, as always, fantastic. Yes, Name That Tune was extremely good. 4 moments of people not being able to... God. So Ty went up on Name That Tune. Got the ending theme to Super Star Wars. Which, like, okay, it's Super Star Wars. How do you guess it exactly? Everybody could tell that it was Star Wars, though. And Ty just chimes in, hits the buzzer. Star Wars? But... the... And, like, just... like, knew it was Star Wars, just didn't know which one. Yes, I mentioned the Fist of the North Star video game panel, but yeah, Zero-Chan did Fist of the North Star video games, which was really good, showing off the highs and lows of that series. I wanted to chime in with, no, Ken's Rage 1 isn't a bad game, but... that's me. The other thing that was like cool that I get to do at MagFest, and I'm going to try and keep the MagFest chat out of at my personal, you guys can keep talking about it, the fight videos. In the console room, they had a challenge mode going for like video games with like ROM hacks. I wanted to sit down and try that, but I completely forgot. That was on me. But I did find my new favorite puzzle game of all time called Landmaker. Holy crap. If you've never seen Landmaker, Landmaker is an extremely cool but fucked up puzzle game. Alright, time for the real shit here. So, big thing about your boy, Humbaba. So Humbaba really likes to use Thousand Needles. And Thousand Needles, unfortunately, does 1,000 damage across the party. Which doesn't sound like too much, except for the fact that Humbaba can counter with Thousand Needles. So you really want to be careful with the type of damage that you try and actually deal to Humbaba. Which is just a really fun name to say. I'm going to say Humbaba as many times as I can. Obviously, your boy can't counter summon damage. Can't counter ninja. Only does your normal stuff. So, summons are good for this. Bouncing stuff off of Reflect works very well, as shown here. And dances, extremely good for debuffing because it won't trigger your counterattacks. I like the strategy of putting Reflect on somebody that can heal themselves and just going to town. They'll handle it. I did hone up Chain Bioga to 6 uses for this, which is a questionable decision. But, I mean, we're at the point where major orbs are not as much of a commodity as they were before, so whatever, I'll live with it. And yes, accurate, reflecting chain spells has the best animation. I like that I can use the Doom Timer on Reigns to give me a little bit of an estimate of how far along I am. Okay, we're good. Hey, Kite. Welcome to Newbie's slightly fucked up post-Magfest voice chat. Yes, see, there you go. Counter 1,000 needles. It happens. And if you're being very aggressive with all magic and physical attacks, there's a good chance that counter 1,000 needles will happen a lot. So, you don't want to be too aggressive. Or else. Yeah, not too rough. It's really, you just don't want to use too many attacks that can trigger counter 1,000 needles. You get hit by that one too many times and you'll be dead. Oh, also, yeah, that's the thing I haven't talked about at all yet. Magfest has a huge arcade that's great. That's where I found stuff like my new favorite puzzle game. They have tons of fighting games, tons of versus games, tons of old games, tons of new games, tons of dancing games, tons of rhythm games. The arcade room is always open. It's literally 24 hours. What else? They have a giant indie room now. That indie room is getting bigger and bigger. What's my new favorite puzzle game? It's called, I'll type this in chat too. It's called Land Maker. It's this fucked up, like, grid-based, but like isometric, square tiled thing where you shoot the tiles down and they slide, and it almost has like a puzzle fighter aspect to it where you want to make big squares and then detonate them to get like huge bonuses and stuff like that. It's super cool. And like, I beat that game once. I eventually got good enough at it that I could clear like the 6th stage before I lost. Oh, it's just good. It's just a really good game. If you're good at that game, matches are over in like 5 seconds. But if you're up against somebody else who's pretty good at it, matches go on a real long time and they get real hectic, and it's just like a lot of yelling fuck over and over again as your tiles start getting really fucked up. So the Rare Fire team making a showing here, since at the Super Soul Break level, my There's a cool thing about being sick is I get to do that with my boys. God, Kaz's Yoshi Cookie Tournament is always staggering at how much work he puts into it. Like, I can't... There is not enough time to say everything that is so cool about MagFest. Now, I will say this. MagFest is great. Try and go with somebody. If you can't, that's reasonable. It's okay to go to MagFest alone. But, like, oh boy, when you are with somebody else there, it gets so much more fun. Oh, also Ty. Ty has been hosting his, okay, hotels are hard to get. Go for the Wyndham. Don't go for the Gaylord. Go for Wyndham. It's nearby, like, literally a block away, and it does not fill up as fast. Piss, what was I going to say? Oh, Ty's been doing his, yes, the Gaylord. That is the name, that is the name of the hotel. Gaylord is actually it is a name with some history to it. I know, ha 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 ha. It has word in it, but, like, but yeah, yeah, Kaz puts a bunch of work into that Yoshi Cookie stuff. Ty has the last 2 years done the Shadow Panel, which is a panel that isn't actually a panel. It's he hosts a bunch of people at a bar and gets everybody one free drink. But it's a big meetup with, like, him and his circle of people, and Slow Beef and his circle of people. Yeah, it's just a big meetup with some Twitch people, where the fans get to come by and be like, hey, what's up? Okay. MagFest is actually in the Gaylord. It takes place in the Gaylord Hotel, but it's Baltimore, Maryland. USA. East Coast. Wait, hold on. Okay, I did set everything up right. Okay. Ultima is kind of a boss of pick your poison, because it has some pretty beefy magic attacks. It has one pretty beefy physical attack. Has an attack that can deal paralysis, and then also gravity attacks. So you need to build your accessories by, like, what do you feel like dealing with? I chose, I don't give a shit about, I don't want to get paralyzed. The very rare Magic team is here today. It's been a bit since I've dusted off old X-Death. but we'll see what kind of showing he puts on today. It also allows me to bust out Flare, which it's been a bit. Let's see new Flare. Yeah, it's okay. Now, this version of Ultimate Weapon is weak to fire, which is why you're seeing so much fire on the team. I'm just holding off those moves for later in the fight. The one thing I will say, while I'm not too keen on them doing the one condition fights so much lately, it does let me bring the double dance, the double breakdown dance, to a lot more fights, which it's been fun to bust that one out. Now, coming up pretty soon, we should hit the scripted Flare Star, which will be AoE, piercing, focusing energy. It's coming up soon. Oh boy. Fuck. Oh, thankfully that should be the hardest hitting move that he busts out. And one very good Medica takes care of that. And I mean very good Medica. Wink wink. Alright, time for the Void. So with the Void, Power of the Void, because it gives me a mag resistance buff, that should be fight, pretty much. Unless he uses Flare Star again, which I don't think he should, scripting-wise. I'm pretty much golden from here on out. Yeah, that's full power. With the back row party, full power isn't too much of a threat. It's still not disregardable, but it's deal withable. And that's going to be a fight. Pretty much next time Terra gets a turn, we're done here. Cheers. Oh boy, okay. I need to blow my nose again. I think whatever medicine I took earlier might be wearing off a little bit. Yeah, I wish we had Tornado by this point as well. Also, I love how they just had to give in, but they still can't give us Arrow because that is typed blue. But they eventually just said, fuck it, take your fucking wind magic. Just take it. Shut up already. There is a wind quad strike as well, but that's not until probably our summer festival. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Excuse me. Oh. A bit of a burpee boy. There we go. Give me that money, G. So Sid Mission here, the only real caveat aside from FF16 is Locke needs to be involved, which isn't too bad. Locke's not a terrible character with the improvements to Thief and everything. If you go my strat, Thief's Revenge is very good on him. If you go not my strat, Poison Leaves, also very good on him, especially for this fight. I would say hone it to at least 2, maybe 3. Though 3 might be a bit high, and it does use Dark Orb, so it's very iffy. He does have Sharpshooter, just Sharpshooter doesn't help too much in this fight. And there we go. Oh boy, Kefka, you really don't deal as much damage, do you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Realm is strong. This Sid mission might be a little rough. Just a little bit. Damage numbers are what I'm worried about. Although maybe I was overreacting. Now that we got resistances up and everything, we seem pretty okay. Man, I would hone up the poison moves more, just as a goof, but they use dark. They use dark, my dudes. And dark is a commodity that I am not willing to sacrifice. Well, too much. I did a little bit for this one. Ah, good. Refresh Kefka's shield. Now I need to do 0 effort. Oh boy, okay. He's okay. Rude. Please stop it. Yeah, a good Edgar with a nice poison break would blow this fight open. The multi-reflex will kill me forever. It's really good. That last one, we shouldn't even need the target. Alright, I overreacted a bit at the beginning. Just when you see your mage doing 12k less damage, a little worrying. I may have a bit of gear for this round. Never pulled on a 6-banner. Well, we're getting there with jump starts, aren't we? Alright, so big thing about Jumpstart Ultima weapon. Still not super terrible hard, but they did up its health like a good 120k. So there is a bit more health to chew through. Also, no longer has the weakness to fire. Correct. However, what if? Perfect. The dagger is non-existent. There it is. I'm so glad a lot of people came out of the fest with like 1 or 2 chains. Because like, y'all, chains are fun. Aww. I'm sorry, Kasumi. Eventually you'll get a chain, don't worry. Oh, you already have one. Okay, yeah, there you go. Oh, right, I need to use a stamina potion. All right. we have to set up the team first, like the build here, and then we can have at it. I think you just defend, actually. I'm going to be a bit hesitant on going all out with Rasmo right at the start here. Because I want to, again, the boss isn't weak, has a bit more HP than normal. And I want to make sure I have some staying power. Oh, come on. You can't target the same person twice. You can't do that. It's illegal. For reference, the real thing that owns about Locke's chain is that it has a defense resistance down. Also, there you go. I got Tornado. It's right there. It's Tornado. You know it. You love it. Tornado. Tornado flame. God, that even max out Locke. Jesus Christ. I like how long the animation for Flare is. It gives me time to think. It's like, is this the move I want to use? Yeah, it is. I'm waiting for his big move still. That's coming. Believe me, you. There it is. God, what a cool move. Yo, samurais are cool. I was gonna say ninjas are cool. Ninjas are cool too. Oh boy. There's enough samurais in the game, but yeah, there aren't. They aren't as prevalent as other classes. Oh boy. Aggressive. I like it. It's time for the move. Orlando, add that to that list as well. And finish them. I mean, hell, eventually they give Greg an Fire Burst, and then Greg is a super good samurai. Right now, he's just kind of good. He's still pretty good. Eventually, he becomes really fucking good. Oh, come on. There we go. 4 HP. 4. Getting there. Oh, there was no, like, thing at the end there, and I was confused. I'm like, wait, did I do that right? Fuck it. Easy multiplayers for today. Let's find these out quick. I'm a little tired. As before, I will slam in the chat with the room ID. Let's get the room up. Bring your favorite AoE, lightning. I'm gonna bring lightning. Actually, what do I got? What do I got from 6? No. My boy. Internet, please do not right now. I warned you. Which one's the good one? Okay. A thing I've literally never used. As soon as I get a plethora of dark orbs and there is a fight where it is worthwhile bringing one to, I am going to do a ninja gimmick fight. Alright. Put my feet up for a moment now. Yeah, no, I'm aware that ninja's really good now. It's just that I don't have a very good ninja yet. I have like Yuffie's USB, that's about it. It's open to anybody that wants to hop in. it might be an off day and everything like that. Actually, give it a minute. If nobody's hopping in, I might call it for multiplayer today because I am a little bit much, and I still gotta do banners and another fight. Ah, there we go. Which new torment? If you mean the 9 one that dropped today, I did that previously. If you want, on my YouTube channel, you can search the name of the torment, which I think is Messenger of Doom, Messenger of Death, and that should give you everything. I'm just the Wandering Newbie on YouTube. Pretty easy to find. Herald of Doom. I was close. Might be going at this with just 3 people. So whenever you two are ready, we're good to go. I'll give you a little stamp, just as a message. What's wrong? We only have, what's it called? One more a torment to go, just the 13. And then that's it. Then I get to start doing write-ups for torments, because they're going to start doing those all torments open at the same time events like they did in Japan before the torment rework. That'll be fun. Yeah, but I think that's when I sit down and actually start doing the torment write-ups. Oh boy. I don't know if I have a proper response stamp. There you go. Oh, God. Why is multiplayer connection so bad? Sorry. Sorry, Fiona. As always. This might just kill them. What the fuck was that? Oh, was that her command too? Right. Sorry, I was just thinking about how I have to do editing still. I go into the office tomorrow, so I can't do the editing in the morning like I sometimes do. Though, one question, should I go into the office tomorrow with this fucked up voice? That's the one thing, fun thing about being sick, is sometimes I can rev my voice like a motorcycle. Does Onion drop tomorrow? No, this is still Thursday schedule for now, right? Yeah, alright. I was just thinking to myself. Oh, right, today's Monday. Okay, so it does drop on Wednesday. Alright, we're in it. We're in the new schedule, which is a good thing to note. I'll mention that at the end of the video. I'm just gonna double check that real quick while y'all funnel in. Yeah, look at that. Wait. This is the bonus thing for being on... Oh, that's for that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright, yeah, there it is. Yep, we're moving to Wednesday schedule. So, for reference, and I'll say it again at the end of the video, but this is for now, when the most people are here. What that means is with the event dropping on Wednesdays now, that means that bonus battles will happen on Saturday instead of Sundays. I'll be doing the streams on Saturdays when it drops, which just means that Record Keeper is moving back a day, all in all. I'll still probably do Crystal Tower and Torment stuff on Mondays, just because it fits into my schedule very nicely that way. And lets me watch Arcade Fit. Oh no, Lurk. God. Connections are so bad. Well, let's just annihilate that boy. Give everybody a nice shout. I'm waiting, biding my time. That might kill. That's random. That's not gonna kill. Move. Oh, wait, actually, before we jump in the banners, I got... Yeah, that's it. That was a hard fight. What's it called? I got one more thing to clear up. One more fight to do. Because I need to hit up the music event before it goes away. Oh, went too far. Here we go. Limelight Stage. The third, and I think at this point, final music event. Everything else, as with the other music events, not too tricky. However, at the end we have Omega Cribble Shins, Shin Cribble Shins. Whole big thing, similar to the last time. It is a boss that is vulnerable to sleep. It will get a regen, a self-heal in sleep, and if it goes into deep sleep and then wakes up, it uses Echo Pressure, which is a pretty big hit to everyone. However, with a decked out mage team, shouldn't be too hard. Luckily, many mages, or many bards, are also mages. The only caveat of this fight, team setup wise, is it does have a Sid mission to bring Edward for 3 major summon orbs, which I think is pretty worth it, all things considered. I'm looking for a Riku USB. There we go. Well, the thing where I brought up the status of the computer instead of taking the screenshot. One moment. I forgot to grab something else. Really? Come on. I'll just make one myself. Okay. Now, the trickiest thing about this, I'll hold off on saying that until we get in. So the trickiest thing about this fight is actually just landing the sleep, all things considered. I don't think he does too much damage before that hits. Well, I'll be damned. I'm a luck haver, you see. I have luck. The luck is mine. Whoops, didn't mean to hit multi-break again. Oh well. You're right. Maybe Lullaby does have a higher chance since it's Bard Hell. That would make sense. But once again, this is an event where the ability upgrade hadn't existed yet in Japan, so we may have a bit of an advantage. It's a 100% chance to land here. Well, there you go. I don't have any luck. I have the least luck of anyone. Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, this fight probably would have been a bit harder before the ability upgrade, but since we have that, and you can run a full synergy team pretty easily if you have people leveled up, it's not too rough. It's a very simple fight. Recorded for posterity. There's a whole mechanic about not letting him sleep too long, but again, it's not hard with the ability revamp. I gotta get to doing Magicite. It's already the 8th and I only have 2 done. Alright, anyway. I'm gonna try and keep banners brief. And because my voice is dying. I went over this one in a different thing, but real quick. Hero's Rhyme is fantastic for mage teams since it gives you boosted mag and mind and casting time and haste. Kefka's Gloves is an overstrike. It's dark. Think they give a dark boost? Yep. That's about it. This ultra is very nice for just setting up a whole magic team to get going, and just in general lightning damage. Angel's Bell is keeping Echo in that weird sort of like, is she a is she a damage dealer? Is she a DPS? We don't know, but it does the deed. This is pretty good, though it is the move of Kefka away from poison, which I hate that they're trying to forget about poison, but still, this will do damage over a period of time. Like, it's not going to do damage a huge amount right away, but it builds up. This is a very good burst, support burst for, what's it called? Physical teams, what with the crit boost and everything. This is extremely good for physical holy teams, since it gives them that 50% boost, and it also imperils holy. The dual breaks on the commands ain't nothing to shake a stick at either. Okay. And then dark is, dual chance on dark abilities is pretty good for Kefka. seeing how his dark access isn't that bad anymore. Stat buff extensions doesn't work on Bard abilities, so this is kind of not great on its own. I think we found that out later, previously, is that this doesn't work on the new Bard abilities. But almost every one of Edward's breaks is a stat buff, so if you even have one of his breaks, this is very good. Keeper's Cap is always pretty fantastic since it's that instant cast, and with the addition of dual dances, Tyro has become a much better choice in regards of fucking everything. Roiling Memories is a very nice Imperil Lightning with a magic boost to the caster. Maybe kind of falls off nowadays, especially with his USB, but still really good nonetheless. And Niflheim's Flute kind of does what, what's it called? The Allegro con Malto does, but with 7 hits of damage attached to it, so that's not nothing. Oh, excuse me. All in all, it's a very good banner for magic casting, with a little mix of physical in there with Lemia Harp and Hamelin. Well, fuck. Piss. Fuck. Fuck. Piss. Fuck. Fuck. Well. The best part, I have to record multiplayer later tonight with the gang for all the stuff that we've been missing because of MagFest. I'm not even going to mention that. I'm just going to slide that in there and see if anybody notices. Like if Crumb pops in here, don't say anything to Crumb. Okay. Proper banners. Alright, so first is Locks. Oh no. You're right, I am going to run out of gems. Let me just, whoop. Wow, look at that. Magic. I make enough money off these streams. Okay, anyway. Locks USB. Deal 10 physical fire to random targets and temporarily lower their fire resistance. Temporarily cause fire abilities to deal physical fire non-elemental damage to one target. Gain a moderate... Wait, hold up. Temporarily cause fire abilities to trigger physical fire non-elemental to one target and gain the moderate chance of triggering Flame Hunt, lowering the What? Oh, okay, it's the Dane USB, but fine. Okay, sorry, the wording on this was really confusing. Okay. So it has a chance. It follows up with a physical move that has a chance to imperil. That's pretty good, with Locke being like the super support for fire. I'm fine with that. Locke's never really meant to do a ton of damage. He's just meant to support fire really good, and this helps. Ah, there's your good move. There's Omen. Everybody knows Omen. If used with fire, do a bunch of fire damage. Magitech EX mode, which reduces the delay of the user's actions and increases the user's magic. Also, it lasts longer than most, I believe. I believe this is a 25-second EX mode. What I'm saying is Omen is really good. Like, that's it. Omen's great. Omen, if you get Omen on Terra, that is dive worthy. With just Omen. And then, to complete it, if you pull both these with the move, Scorching Flame, which is her OSB, combos very well into this. Probably one of the better OSBs because it has no gimmick to it. It's just big fire damage. On the hunt. Their attempt to make Locke a DPS. You got 8 range physical, temporarily infused with fire. Command 2 is a 2-hit mug attack. And command 1 is a 4-hit, both with reduced casting time. Wait, no. Only the first one has reduced casting time. No, it's a good way to move Locke towards that DPS department. And yeah, as V Prisoner puts it, it's very basic, but it gets the job done. Also, with this, you can slap Locke onto a solely magic team with no physical buffs, and he can do a pretty good job about being self-sufficient, because you can bring Mug Bloodlust, you can bring this, which has a attack down, steal on it, and also later down the line when they add that 4-hit thief move that deals fire damage, that has some real good synergy with this, but until then, you have the shooter abilities. Terra's Arm Guard, which is her second BSB. Deal Magic Fire, Infuse Fire, enter Burst Mode. Command 2 is 2 Magic Fire, and a Mag Defense Bargain. Command 1 is 4 Magic Fire, deal more damage if the target is vulnerable or slightly weak. Excuse me. Pretty basic, all things considered, but Terra's BSB 1 was kind of mediocre, so this makes up for it. Basic that it is very, very good at doing what it needs to do, and that's deal damage. Also, just another way to infire Terra, which lets her utilize Meltdown in a better way, so I'm fine with that. Invincible Blade. 8 Holy Ice to a target. Runic. And does this have an in-element? No. Okay, it's just Runic with an attack defense boost. Command 2 is a 2-hit attack defense bargain. Command 1 is a 4-hit and increases Spellblade damage for 2 turns. All in all, it's very, very nice for Celes. Mainly because it's a BSB with a Runic attached to it, which is very, very powerful. And this will tear apart most things that are weak to Holy or Ice. Oh, sorry. Love Serenade. It's a haste saga with a magic mind boost attached to it, which is a very, no, not a very rare buff anymore, but still a rarer buff, and especially on a burst with a haste saga attached, that's really strong. Command 1 is a Curaga with regen attached to it. Command 2 is single target wholly with the magic down, sort of keeping Mog in his Jack of all trades, Master of none category. Still really good because you mix this in with dances such as the dual break or multi break and just really debuff something's magic a whole bunch. And him being able to spot heal while your healers are doing something else is really good. Start and fired. In a vacuum, really only synergizes with Ruby Spike. Sorry, brain fart. It only synergizes with Ruby Spark, but if you have any of his breaks, because everything Lock does deals fire damage, it becomes exponentially more useful. Especially because Lock doesn't have a ton of ways to infire in the first place. His new BSB is the first thing that infires Lock. So, being able to start infired is really good. Also, small boost to fire damage, just in and of itself. Chance to double cast fire. Well. Oh, did Locke have a Infire SSB? God, Locke has a million things that I just can't keep track of them. But, anyway. Chance to double cast fire is super powerful for Terra. Extremely powerful. Ridiculously so. That covers Valley Garmonda. That covers Meltdown, Chain Fire Aga, any of her burst commands except for one on her BSB2, BSB1. Just really crazy overall. And like I said, half that stuff I listed works even without a break, so really good in that regard too. Aside from being a wholly boosting armor, chance for Spellblade abilities to trigger twice. Spellblade has recently become maybe one of the strongest ability classes in the game. So, yes, extremely good. Better with any of her BSBs, but good in a vacuum. Portrait of Lakshmi is a old break, but pretty good. Still, Curaga level heal with a major regen attached to it. Just good. Very solid. Soul Spiral, aside from being on Sabin, who in a vacuum isn't the strongest unit, Soul Spiral is a very nice Medica with Asuna and defense boost attached to it. And one of the few ways to get 100% defense boost. I think there's like 5 in the game. So, no, this is alright. It does a whole fucking lot. Whoop. Was that it? Okay. Oh. Just a second. So, the 6 stars in this are pretty good. Yeah, it's an Overstrike, but it's a better Overstrike. The bursts are all really nice. The Legend Materials all work in a vacuum, and the supers are also really good. So overall, this is an extremely strong banner. Sort of split between spellcasting and magic. So, really, it's just, hey, do you want 6 gear or fire-based stuff? It's a really good fire banner with a little mix of ice and holy in there. So, yeah, take your pick. There really isn't a weak item on here. The Super Soul Breaks are probably the weakest items just for being Super Soul Breaks. Alright, banner 2. Raging Fist. Deal 10 physical fire, non-elemental to one target. Remove delay from the user's actions for 1 turn. Temporarily raise the user's attack. And resistance 30%. If you use the user with fire, cause fire abilities to trigger Firebird Strike, dealing 3 to 6 fire non-elemental attacks. Number of attacks based on user's attack. What a mouthful. Yeah, this will do some real fucking good work. Mind you, if anything resists fire, it falls off a little bit on that chase attack. Let me just check that real quick. Nope, still good, non-elemental. I take that back. Yeah, you do have to focus on getting the user's attack high enough to get that chase going. But, all in all, it's really good. I'm trying to actually look at a downside for this. Sabin, maybe? That's it. Sabin is the monkiest monk. Doesn't really have access to a whole bunch of other stuff other than combat. So, I mean, he still has Burning Rush and Fires Within, so whatever, you know? He'll do work. If a thing resists fire, then you can switch to earth. If it resists earth, you can switch to, it'll take him longer, but full charge. Or Omega Drive. It's still pretty alright. The problem is you don't get the chase on a non-fire ability. Massive water earth damage. Deals more damage. If vulnerable, can break damage cap. The nice thing about this is it's water boosting armor. Fuck yes, give me that. But it's an OSB. I've heard the animation is good. But it's an OSB. OSBs be OSBing. The nice thing is it hits 2 pretty obscure weaknesses. Or more obscure. So, that's good. Oh hey, it's the fire chain. As I stated in the video, this is really nice because it's a defense resistance reduction along with entering the chain. So, yeah. It's really good in that regard. It's also just a fire chain. Do you like fire chain? Well, here it is. Lore. This is an older burst, but still pretty alright. It goes the route of the Otter, like the secondary elements of water, wind, earth. Infuses with water, and both commands deal water and another thing. But have weird effects attached to them. Command 2 ignores resistance and is 2 hits to 1 target. Command 1 is 4 hits, water, earth, and gives magic blink to somebody random. So, very odd effects on the side here, but very good at the same time. I'm being told by chat that Command 2 is ridiculous because it pierces. And Command 1, yeah, obviously that's really good because of the M blink. So lore is pretty strong. I've never actually taken this much of a look at it. Also, water boosting cloak. Hell yeah. Good hand. Good hand. 7 to 10 fire non-elemental. Infused with fire. Wait a minute. Okay, 7 to 10, yes. Based on attack. Command 2 is AoE fire. Command 1 is 4 physical fire, non-elemental to 1 target, temporarily raise the attack and defense a small amount. Very small, so that'd be like 5%. Each time the ability is used, stacks up to 8 times. So that can end in a 40% boost. That might be 3%. Hard to tell. They should make those percentages more obvious. Sorry, I'm chugging water to try and keep my voice from dying. It'll be a fun thing. When the stream's done, check the intro and then the outro and see the change in the sound of my voice. Anyway, this can ramp up pretty well, pretty fast. Like, this just looks pretty good. Also, it's in fire. It's another in fire, which synergizes great with Fires Within, Burning Rush. Take your pick. Star Prism is an oldie but a goodie. 3, White Magic Holy. It's a Cura level heal, but grants last stand. Command 1 is an instant single target heal. Command 2 is an AoE heal. Pretty standard commands, but that last stand on the intro is very nice. Bone Club. Bone Club is fantastic for one reason, we'll get that in a moment. Deal 7 physical ice, infuse ice, enter burst mode. Command 2. Deal 3 physical ice, lower the user's resistance, raise attack. Take aim. Restore moderate HP to one ally proportional to the max. Remove delay from their actions for one turn. This is a targetable quick cast on anyone in your party, which is dumb. The fact that it has a heal attached to it is even stupider. On top of that, the in ice is great with Icicle Spark. I don't know what the Sharpshooter 5 move is called. It's not Sapphire Shot. Sapphire Shot is the water one. Azure Spark. I don't know. They're all colors. But yes, as soon as Icicle Rush is a move, that becomes even better. But yes, targetable quick cast is the big thing of this. Everything else is still pretty good, and we'll let Umaro do DPS, but fucking take aim is gross. Rod of Faith. Small chance for offensive water abilities to trigger twice. Strago in a vacuum, this only synergizes with Chain Wateraga, which is a little eh. But outside of that vacuum, when you consider his BSBs, or his BSB, it's a little better. But that's about it. Alright, small chance to enable an ally to avoid one magic attack when healing with single target white magic abilities. So, on a chance of casting Curaga, she can enable an ally to get M-Blink. On chance. That's really, really nice. Like, super good to just have that as a passive. Obviously not going to work in every fight, but still really good. The one thing is that doesn't synergize well with her BSB, but when you consider the fact that her BSB has an instant cast single target command, oh look, there it is. Now it's good again. It just doesn't work with the Medica, but that's a small downside. You can see why having like chance to give your entire party M-Blink would be a bit overpowered. Increase user's attack a moderate amount, so that's 30%, proportional to the number of monk abilities the user has used. So I think this is a 3% increase each time he uses a monk ability, up to 10, and then it stops stacking. Pretty good. And even works in a vacuum. Lets him be a bit more self-sufficient if you combo this with Meteor Crush. At that point, he really doesn't need an attack boost from anyone else. So, yeah, like really pretty fucking good. Mighty Guard, kind of. No, this is actually pretty legit Mighty Guard. Protect and shelter all allies and raise the resistance 100%. Very good for magic-based fights. Like, I would say this is still, like, this, if this was attached to a burst, it would be too strong. Like, you can only have this as an SSB. You slap a Curaga on this, and that's a USB. Like, that's how close this is to being really overpowered. Yeah, that's actually really good. I've never actually looked at Mighty Guard 6. This is an extremely fucking strong break. I'm not a fan of Green Cherry because it takes control away from Umaru. It gives him like an 100% attack boost or something like that because of the massive amount here. But yeah, not being able to control him for a bit is not great. He can cast Take Aim during that, which is pretty funny. So that's pretty good. Anyway, I think Umaru's Scarf is the weak one on this banner overall. Everything else works pretty good in the vacuum. I think as far as the Legend Materia goes, Defying Flame I'd be a little upset to get. Because on his own, Strago isn't fantastic. And that only works for Chain Wateraga. The BSBs are really good. And the 6 stars are pretty good too. I mean, Overstrike. You know how I feel on that. But the USB and the Chain are very nice. So yeah, again, a very strong banner. More physical base to an extent than the other one. But does have the Strago items on there to keep it a bit magical mixed. Alright. I think it's time to do an outro. Oh, wait, hold up. Well, that's it for the lock event. Wasn't really too difficult, but what are you gonna do? There it is. Next time is the FF3 event, but the launch schedule for the FF3 event is changing a couple things. It's gonna be Wednesday events, Saturday bonus fights. So, if you've been kind of setting your schedule to the streams being on Sunday, I will be streaming on Saturday now. Videos will be going up on Sunday instead. You know, keep an eye on that. Things are changing. And aside from that, thank you all for stopping by. I'll see you next time.